Every morning we wake up, we still dream. We want to be millionaires, billionaires. And it's funny how we all want to go to this kind of heaven, but we don't want to die for it. We want to get rich, but we don't want to get our hands dirty. We want to know, we want to master how to make money, but we don't want to learn. My name is Marvelous, and I speak for the youth. I engage industry experts to foster a skills transfer and a knowledge transfer from these experts to every youth with a smartphone. You are watching a youth developmental and business podcast.
Today we are at Mello Rabbitry, and Mello Rabbitry is a brainchild of a young entrepreneur in Zimbabwe and a young farmer who is producing quality rabbits that can grow as big as this. Alright, so we are back again at Mello Rabbitry. We've been here last year and now we are back. So Mr. Manomano, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Alright, so how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a bit hot. It's against the temperature, but we're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. So Mr. Manomano, what has been your progress so far since we left here last year?
Okay, since last year, I would say there was a lot of progress, but in every business there are ups and downs. We have had some short breaks along the way. Because in November, I stopped the project temporarily and restarted back in February from scratch due to some inconveniences along the way. But we started back when we came back stronger, and we are back, but we are back with a bigger punch.
Okay. So I was at the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show and you were there exhibiting.
Yeah.
So what's the importance of exhibiting in communities like the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show in this line of business?
Yeah, as you can say, as we've said before, we came back strong. So one of the things that I realized is that in Zimbabwe, the most important thing you can do is market your brand. And when we had the Zimbabwe Agriculture Show, marketing was the line of business, of course, because we are now marketing at a larger scale in Zimbabwe itself. So, Agriculture Show, a lot happened there. We had rabbit shows, we had judging, which was done for the rabbits. And then we had investors who came in, who wanted to start their own projects, who needed help in starting the project. We also had people who were fascinated by the project, who wanted to venture into the project. So you find that exhibiting at the agriculture show, it helps a lot in terms of marketing, in terms of connecting with new people, and from then onwards, the rest will be history.
Okay, that's exciting. But I would want to know, tingangoenda here kuti we want to exhibit. How does the whole process work? Do we register? What exactly happens?
Okay, so for the agriculture show, for last year it was a bit simpler. It was $2 per rabbit for you to exhibit the rabbits that are going to be judged. But for this year it was a bit higher, but still it was reasonable. For $4, you'd have to register each rabbit for $4 for the rabbits that were going to be exhibited. Then you just register your name, and you also register some people which will be helping you along the way. And then from then onwards, you will be able to exhibit in August. Normally, the show happens in the last week of August. So you make sure you register early, around April, May, June, July. That's when you register. And it's that easy the process.
Okay, so I have this quote. Someone said, the master failed so many times than the beginner even tries. So at some point, I know you were a beginner.
Yes.
So what's the first step to someone who wants to start rabbit production? What's the first step to get into the business?
The first step is to start.
Just to start?
Yes, the first step is to start.
Alright, can you elaborate further?
The first step is to start. The reason why I'm saying so is that you see, in our economy in Zimbabwe, we face a lot of challenges. Sometimes it may be financial challenges, sometimes it may be economical challenges, sometimes even the climate can give us some challenges. or even some diseases which will be lagging behind. But the important thing for you to do would be to start the project no matter what. You can even start with 2 rabbits, you can even start with 4 rabbits, or even 100. It just depends on your capacity for that moment. For me, for example, I started with 4 rabbits in a chicken fowl run. But then, as you can see, we now have proper rabbit cages designed and made for only rabbits. So it's just a matter of you starting to keep the rabbits, then you learn from them, then the rest will come.
These physical conditions.
Yes.
What are some of the conditions that we should look out for?
Okay, so for climatic conditions, as you can see, at this time of the year, it's very hot. And in very hot conditions, it will be difficult for our rabbits to thrive. Rather. So we would need a place where we can have a proper shade. Let's say you can put your cages under a tree, or maybe you can build your own artificial shade where you put some, even you can even use the greenhouse materials, and you make your own shade so that you can avoid issues of heat stroke, because rabbits don't thrive in very high temperatures. For climatic conditions, I would say that's the problem which we can have.
Okay. I see you have a water feed, which is more of the recent technology that we are seeing in rabbitry farming. So is it to also counteract this physical and the climate change or whatever? So how does this work?
Okay, so you can realize that when you have a lot of rabbits, you need a lot of time to give them food and water. So this water pipe system, this automatic water system, it helps you to give them water once and they all drink at once. So you connect your pipes to a bucket, then you connect the nipples along the openings or in the compartments, so that the rabbits can just drink automatically from the nipple system. And it's a one-off system that you just put your water once, then they all drink. I don't know, maybe with time we can even have a system which can help us feed the rabbits so that you just put the pellets once and they all eat at once. It's just a matter of making all these processes automatic. So that we may spend less time on feeding the rabbits and spend more time on making money from the rabbits.
Okay, so this is a concept of working smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Okay, so we see there is a lot of automation there already. So what are the costs that are associated with this? What's the cost of production and this line of business?
Okay, so I would say, like, for every business, we have costs which we incur. We have losses also which we can incur. And besides losses and costs, we also have profit which we'll be looking for after we've done everything. So we find that when you are calculating the cost of production, we consider many factors. We consider the mother, the amount of feed which the mother feeds, the father also, the amount of feed which they feed on, and then the feed which is on the kids, the winners. So you'd find that for one rabbit, let's say for example, for this one rabbit, we calculate the feed of the mother from the time it was bred, from the time when we breed the mother to the back, to the young ones, and until it weans these young ones at 6 weeks. Then also you include the feed for the father, since the father would also be part of the process, of creating these little guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we also calculate the feed from these guys from the time they start consuming pellets. They start consuming pellets at around 3 weeks, but there'll be small quantities, and those quantities will be increasing gradually up until they are ready for meat at 12 weeks. They would have consumed roughly about 5 kgs each for this kind of winner.
5 kgs?
Yes, for this kind of rabbits. And you'd find that you can even start selling them at 6 weeks for winners, for breeding stock. But for cost of production, we work with meat, because that's the market which is in abundance right
Meat
now.
market.
Yes, that's the easy market.
Yeah.
The market wage you cannot even satisfy yourself. So you'd find after putting all these factors into consideration, I'll give you a breakdown of how you calculate the mathematics side. But roughly, you'd find that your cost of production can be as low as $3 to a maximum of $5. But we always want to cut down on cost, right? So even if you start giving supplements like lucerne, and even if the rabbits you produce more hybrids, they're faster growth rate, so you can even cut down the cost of production to around $3, and then you sell your rabbit at $6. That's the wholesale price. That's the minimum price you can sell your rabbit at. So you find that you're selling your rabbit at $6, and your cost of production, let's say for average, is $4 per rabbit. So it means you're getting $2 profit per rabbit, and that already can tell you that you're going somewhere.
Okay. So usually when people start projects like this, it's really exciting at first. And when you produce the meat or whatever products, I'm going to ask about the products that you produce. So after you come up with the produce, most people struggle to find a market.
Yes.
So how do you get your leads, or how do you sell? Where do you market?
Okay, I would say this. Market, for me personally, market is someone you know.
Someone you know. Okay.
You are also part of my market, because I'm going to convince you to buy a rabbit after this. So your market is everyone you know. For me personally, I started off with selling rabbit meat at the church and even in the local community where I stay, or even to my relatives. I started selling rabbit meat to them, and from them they start spreading news that there's rabbit.
There's rabbit. Okay.
How can you say you don't have a market for meat, for something that is consumed almost daily by everyone? You have neighbors who consume meat on a daily basis, but they don't know that you're keeping meat. So that's where your market starts. But I would say, let's say for people who will be producing at a larger scale, there are already people who are looking for rabbit meat. Like people, let's say they look for rabbit meat for 50 rabbits of meat, 50 kgs of rabbit meat per week, and you'd say that's 50 rabbits. So imagine, for you to be able to produce 50 rabbits per week, you'd be needing about 30 to 40 breeding doors. And that's already a lot. You might not be able to satisfy that market within 3 to 4 months.
Within 3 to 4 months, okay. Yeah. So what are the expected cash flow projections of this business?
Okay, so you'd find that for the rabbit industry, you need these two factors: patience and perseverance. Yes. And also the third one, passion. Okay. Those are like the 3 P's for rabbit keeping. When we talk about patience, you'd find that for a winner at 6 weeks, for it to be ready for breeding, it will need 6 months. Once that rabbit starts conceiving its kids, I trust me, you have problem with where you're gonna keep all those rabbits once they start to multiply. So it's just a matter of you being patient for the first 6 months. That's when you'll be putting the inputs from your own pocket, pellets. The cage is also the initial cost, but it's a once-off cost. Then also the breeding stock which you have bought, you also account to those costs. But after 6 months, when your rabbits start to produce young ones, and then when the young ones are at 6 weeks, you can even start selling them at 6 weeks for breeding stock. Then you start selling them for meat at 3 months. So you're saying we have 9 months from when we start, where we will not be getting profit, but we'll be investing into the business. But from then onwards, we'll now be getting returns until the rabbits are now able to take care of themselves. They'll be buying their own pellets and also giving you money on the side. So I would say for a period of 1 year, it's enough for you to start getting profits from the project. But you just have to be strong.
So roughly how much would one cost if I maybe want to get a breed? Because I see you have good breeds, and the last time that I was here, you had the New Zealand, you had the Chinchilla, and you really had good breeds. So how much would one cost?
Okay, so For prices, we have two different prices. We have prices for breeding stock and also we have price for meat. So like I said, for meat for wholesale it's $6 for those who would want meat. But let's say you are selling at a retail, in a retail way, you can sell for $8 one rabbit, or even $10, or even $12.
Even 12. Okay.
Yes, 1 kg of meat, of rabbit meat. It just depends with your geographical location, how popular your market is, and you know, there's no at the time.
Yeah.
So that's for meat. Then for breeding stock, it all depends with where you're buying your breeding stock. Sometimes I would say with So for my breeding stock, it may seem expensive at first, but trust me, after you buy the breeding stock and then you start getting results from it, you would see that you'd have invested your money wisely. Because here we make sure we develop pure breeds. And by pure breeds, I'm saying that we cross two breeds. We cross two rabbits of the same breed, and they give us outcomes of the same particular breed. So let's say we have 3 breeds here which are pure for now. We have California, Cinnamon, and New Zealand White. For winners, the bucks, the males, they cost $10 each at 6 weeks. The females, they start from $10 to $15 depending on the breed. It's just that a matter of that right now I have high demand for California. So California is the most expensive right now. It's $15 per winner. For New Zealand White, they are $10. For Cinnamon, they are $12. That's the cost for breeding stock. And those guys who have money in their pocket, who are ready to invest big, we can also get you covered. We are ready to breed those which start off at $40 up until $80 even. For even a pregnant rabbit, you can even buy a pregnant rabbit where you just go with it to your house. Then after 2 or 3 weeks, it gives you a little kids. Then after 2 months, you're starting to sell. So you can cut down your cost in terms of time. But at the end of the day, I encourage everyone to start with winners.
Okay, so for the viewers watching, I know you have a workshop, and I've been active in your groups where you're teaching people how this rabbit production business is done. So can you tell us what we expect to be learning in your workshop and where maybe we can join?
Okay, so knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. So I've realized that we have a gap in our industry where people, they are interested in the industry but they don't know how to enter and what to do and what's expected to do. So on 15 November, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., those will be the 4 most productive hours of your life.
Our lives.
If you want to do rabbit keeping. We'll be covering all the basics and all the important aspects, like the issue of the business side of keeping rabbits, and also the logistics in terms of when it comes to feeding, record keeping, the issue of identifying breeds, and also how to breed your rabbits. Also, we'd also be looking at pests, diseases, and how to prevent some of these diseases from attacking your rabbits, and also how to cure some of these diseases. And we'll also be given practical lessons on some of these topics.
So what are the requirements for me to attend the workshop?
The requirements?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the workshop is a very small investment of $15 for you to gain all this knowledge. But for $15, we are also going to be giving each and every one of our participants a free winner pack, which will be 6 weeks. Yes.
Okay.
So that you can kickstart.
Okay.
So I'll be making you start the project. I'll be forcing you to start the project sooner than you want to start, because I've seen a lot of people can get the knowledge but they'll be afraid to start.
Okay. So for my viewers watching, is there any special package that you want to offer them? Any special offer?
Any special offer?
Yeah, it could be maybe extra free tutorials maybe online after the main session, or just anything you can offer.
Okay, so when the workshop is gonna happen, I'll be having a booklet which I'm going to give to everyone. So those booklets will be available from the workshop onwards, where there'll be all the notes, the comprehensive information you'd need for you to start. So also, since I'm a person who's doing IT, so I've realized that one of the most important things when you're now in the industry is record keeping. And record keeping is very important because it will help you in the long run, because you need history of your rabbit so that you avoid issues like inbreeding or issues where you mislead yourself by giving the wrong dates of when the rabbit is about to give birth and information about how old your kids will be. So I'm going to make an application which can solve almost all the problems which we face in record keeping, so that it will make sure that you are always updating your information and you're always getting notifications of when your rabbit is about to give birth, so that you don't have situations where you incur losses because of negligence. So the rabbit application called Rabbited. We're hoping if everything goes well, it's going to launch in December, end of December or start of January.
Alright. So I think this is brilliant. Innovation through Rabbitry. Or maybe we can call it, let's say, what is it? Data-driven Rabbitry.
Rabbits and robots.
Okay, rabbits and robots. Yes. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so since we have come to the very end of this video, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, there's one thing that's fascinating me in my industry now.
The new breed or something. So what is this one called?
Okay, so you are used to the New Zealand whites, the California, the cinnamon, the chinchilla and the likes. But here with me we have this breed which is called Silver Martin.
Silver Martin?
Yes, Silver Martin. It's a rare breed. It's a breed which is popular for show purposes, for its fur, even for meat, because it also is a commercial breed. So this is a fancy breed which I'm trying to develop myself, because I've realized that
how are you? Okay, maybe it's a trade secret.
Okay. It's not even a trade secret.
Okay, so how are you developing this one?
So as you can see, it has its unique features. Like it has places where it has white spots, and where it's all black, and where it has these shining white tips, the silver tips. So for this breed, for now we only have four lines. 2 lines for the backs, 2 lines for the doors. But for when you are developing a breed, I would say for me the first important step is to populate. Then from populate you select. Then from selection you start to develop. So for now we are trying to make sure that we populate this breed. We have as many variants as possible. Then from the variants we start to select the best ones in the pack, the ones which have the features which we want specifically. Then from then onward, we start to sell the.
So this is more like genetic engineering, where you're crossbreeding and
you'd find that for every combination you get different
results. Okay, that's fine. So for our viewers who would want to contact you, where or how can our viewers reach out to you?
Okay, so for my contact details, the phone number is still the same, 0776 829 869. I'll repeat it, 0776 829 869. Then we also have an Instagram page, Mello Rabbits. Mello Rabbits for sale. Facebook page, same Mello Rabbits for sale. And also we're going to have a website for Mello Rabbits specifically, which will also launch in December.
So there are so many things coming in December. So don't miss the workshop. The workshop will be very instrumental to your rabbit production. And Miss Manomano, it's been a pleasure being here.
you can come back.
We are going to come. So thank you, Mr. Manomano, for your time.